So there's a lot of energy with VP Harris in the race right now. Can you talk a little bit about how you would like to see that energy crystallize into something substantive out of this convention?
Yeah, well, first I've got to say I couldn't be prouder of the way that this convention responded to President Biden last night.
Yeah.
He's a man who has demonstrated not only selflessness, but I think great courage through his service to the country over the last half century, certainly the last 4 years as president, and the fact that he almost got a 5-minute ovation was a pretty, I think, important signal for the convention to send of appreciation. Obviously, as it relates to Vice President, soon-to-be President Harris, she has infused in this convention a kind of energy that I know a lot of people keep referencing 2008, but to me it feels even more different. Certainly, as I speak to women delegates who have felt under particular assault by Republican governors and Republican legislators around the country, they badly needed a boost of confidence that the agenda to roll back our rights will come to an end. And given Kamala Harris, the prosecutor, people are feeling like they've got a superhero on the way, almost a heroine who will do what is required to frankly push back, to stop the erosion of our rights and the erosion of women's rights, especially as it relates to reproductive health. And she embodies that, but I don't think her abilities are limited to any single issue. I think she's a diverse and wide-ranging enough public servant that she's more than to the task. I thank Joe Biden for that, but I also thank the people of California who allowed her those many years in the U.S. Senate to further hone those skills.
Absolutely, and I'm down to my last few questions. I wanted to ask you to juxtapose your feeling from earlier this summer on that Sunday when President Biden made that fateful decision, the mood that you may have had then compared to now.
Well, I probably, unlike a lot of other Democrats who were all nervous and hedgy about our nominee, I, at that time, still had complete confidence that we could organize and win this race for Joe Biden. I think he very much still feels and felt like he could run and win. And I think what caused him to sidestep the election this time was to reduce any heartache and pain within the party.
Yeah.
And for more than that, he didn't want to be, at the end of the day, the reason, if we did not recapture the White House, he didn't want to be the reason, the cause for that. And I didn't like the way our party sort of handled the situation in total, but seeing Kamala's elevation was really important. It was important to me as an American, but also as an African American, that we weren't going to create new barriers to prevent her from becoming the nominee, because on that Sunday we didn't know.
Yeah.
Although Biden endorsed her, we didn't know what the process would look like, and I didn't want to come here to a brokered convention, which certainly could have been possible. But I think the confidence that the party, its leadership, its members had in her allowed for, within 3 days' time, for it to become pretty clear that she would be our only nominee, and that made everything better. But on that Sunday, I was saddened by Joe Biden leaving the race.
I think we
was
all
not one of
were.
those advocating for his departure, and I believe then, I hold now, that I think we could have won, and I think we will win this time with Kamala as the Vice President Harris at the top of the ticket.
Last question. So obviously the objective is November, taking November. What needs to be done to get there where it becomes a reality?
One, I hope people don't take the excitement, momentum, and optimism for granted. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of those poo-poo Democrats. I don't think we have to be looking over our shoulder left and right at every turn, and that don't rejoice today because tomorrow is going to be a sad day. I don't believe that, but I do believe we have to do the work.
Yeah.
Right? So this excitement, let's have it, let's maximize it, but let's also make it true. And that requires us to go back, to organize, to register, to turn people out, and to guarantee this race. I was a mayor for a number of years, and I believe in redundancy. I believe in a fail-safe. And so while polls may be looking good, we may be feeling good, we may have the confidence that help is on the way, we need the guarantee. And we, the voters, are the guarantee. We have to show up, we got to organize, we got to vote.
There it is.
Good to talk to you, man. I wish y'all well.
Absolutely.
All right?
Thank you.
Of course.